G'day guys, my name is Jaden, welcome back to my channel. I'm at Bali Denpasar Airport. Today I'll finally be flying Malaysia Airlines, Airbus A330-900 or the A330neo in economy class from Bali to Kuala Lumpur. Now without further ado, let's head inside and check in. My final destination today is Hong Kong, but for today's video, my primary focus is on the A330neo flight to KL. The international terminal isn't too busy right now. There are lots of flights, but mostly narrow body, heading to KL and Singapore. You'll find Malaysia Airlines check-in at ILD, which is at the far end of this terminal. Business class, as well as Oneworld Ruby, Sapphire and Emerald members, can enjoy priority check-in. Malaysia Airlines operate 3 daily flights from Bali to KL. The 1 PM departure, MH714, is usually operated by a wide-body aircraft, the A330 variants. But sometimes it could be a Boeing 737, so make sure you check before you book your flights. Malaysia Airlines business class, as well as their Oneworld Sapphire and Emerald members, can use the Tujuwan Lounge before their flight from Bali. It's located after security and immigration. The lounge has been recently renovated and now has 2 floors. Upstairs is always almost busy, particularly in the evening. Downstairs, much nicer. You'll find the staircase located in the terrace. I don't see any lift or escalator to bring you downstairs, so that's something to keep in mind. Right now, there's no other guests downstairs. On both floors, you'll find very similar buffet setup, primarily serving Asian food, like rice dishes and fried noodles. The fruits and salads are very fresh here. At the bar upstairs, you can order cocktails, beers, wines, as well as barista coffee. There's also a bar downstairs, but there's no coffee. I'm gonna have a cheeky round too. I'm gonna get a fresh bowl of hot beef meatball soup noodles. This was absolutely delightful. The scheduled departure time is at 1:05, and according to the boarding pass, they start boarding at 12:05, which is 1 hour before departure. So we're gonna head to the gate soon, right after I checked out the lavatory. There are bathrooms downstairs and upstairs. Our gate today is number 8. It's about a 7 to 8 minute walk, if you're also walking on the travelator. There's our beautiful Malaysia Airlines Airbus A330neo. The registration of this plane is 9 Mike November Juliet. This aircraft is 9 months old. It just landed from Kuala Lumpur, so it's doing a quick turnaround. It actually landed at 12:01, which was on time, but there's no way we're boarding anytime soon when passengers are now disembarking. It's now 16 minutes past the scheduled boarding time. Passengers to KL are waiting at the gate impatiently. At 12:33, 28 minutes past the scheduled boarding time, there's a boarding soon announcement. Hello. Thank you. Good luck. Sorry. Thank you. At 12:44 PM, half an hour since the scheduled boarding time, they started priority boarding. So it's not like we're gonna have a delayed departure, but they really exaggerated the boarding time. I understand Malaysia Airlines want everybody at a gate early, but making departing passengers to wait at a gate for arrivals to disembark is not very nice. I could have spent another half an hour waiting comfortably in the lounge. Afternoon, 27. Thank you. Welcome on board Malaysia Airlines A330neo. Here's economy class laid out in a standard 242 configuration. My seat today 27K, the last row in this cabin. Despite being the last row, you can still recline without any restrictions. I'll now go through the seat features of this Recaro seat. First of all, a large touchscreen TV. It features a headphone jack, USB-C and USB-A ports. You can adjust the TV angle. Every seat has a Cahook. Here's your tray table. You can move it back and forth, but you can't fold it. It's a rather tiny table as well. If you have a MacBook, it won't fit on perfectly. There's a pouch here for your stowage. It feels very secure, but I can totally see myself and other passengers leaving their personal items behind. Here's a cup holder, very convenient. Seat pocket, it's got 2 extra pouches for your personal items. Legroom is pretty good. There's a lot of room here, so for the sit width, there's definitely room for improvement. This is a rather narrow seat for the Airbus A330. It feels like I'm sitting on a 787 or A350 economy. The gap here is so big, I could use it as storage, but I'd rather a wider seat. I must say the headrest was very comfy. Boarding is completed, we're departing soon. We have a rather empty flight to KL today.
As it is important to keep the aisles, bulkhead areas, and exits clear, please place your carry-on baggage in the overhead compartment.
The cabin crew in charge of today's flight just came down to economy to offer greetings to one more Emerald members. You can now start enjoying your TV shows or movies via this mirror, a main TV. It's actually not too bad or reflective in real life. After takeoff, you can shut down your window blinds for better viewing experience. As always, our Malaysia Airlines cabin crew have been very lovely so far. During boarding, a chatty cabin crew asked an Italian passenger how was her vacation in Bali, to which she replied, "No inglese, sorry," and then they just smiled at each other. I'm now going to show you the in-flight entertainment. On the TV you can choose English or Malay, and then they'll ask you if you want standard or kids mode. The TV is very easy to use, it's really responsive to your fingers. For movies and TV shows, there are many languages to choose from. I'll now show you the in-flight map. Very easy to use as well. Flight time today just under 3 hours. On Malaysia Airlines A330, they offer free Wi-Fi with internet access. Simply connect to MH Connect in your Wi-Fi setting. When the Wi-Fi portal pops up, just click Connect. There's no registration involved, and no limit to how many devices you can connect to. Another cool thing about this new economy class is that you can connect your Bluetooth device, like your headphones, to the TV. Finally, for entertainment, there's also the in-flight magazine and duty-free shopping catalogue. I'm now in the lavatory, right behind my seat. There are basic amenities like hand soap, toilet papers, paper towels and facial tissues. The bin lid is hand-free. I found newer airplane toilets, when you flush it, it's quieter. It's a gorgeous cabin, isn't it? Before the service commenced, another crew came by my seat to ask for my meal preference. Today they're offering 3 options. The Sadori fish with Shanghai noodles, a chicken rice, and a vegetarian option. Today I went for the chicken rice. Throughout today's flight, every time when I interacted with the cabin crew, they called me Mr. Wong. I'm now going to introduce you to my meal. So here's the fruit bowl, bread and butter. For drink of choice I went for apple juice. Here's a bottle of water, plastic cutlery, a packet of peanuts and the chicken rice. For drink of choice, they were also offering red and white wines, soft drinks, coffee and tea. Now even Malaysia Airlines, their own meal trays, won't fit on the table perfectly. It's really tiny. Chicken rice today wasn't too special, but it was good. Plenty of sauce down the bottom. So there are 3 things I mainly dislike about the tray table. First of all, it's tiny. Second of all, you can't fold it. And third of all, it's really hard to put it back. You'll need to apply some pressure forward, and the passenger in front of you will definitely feel it. Halfway through the flight, our lovely cabin crew walked around the cabin with a pen and paper. She asked passengers if they wanted any extra drink. She'll write it down and go back to the galley to make it. I requested a black tea. Normally I drink white tea, but on Malaysia Airlines, they give you creamer in economy, like the milk powder, and I don't like that. Anyway, it was very nice of the crew to do that service. I went to the lavatory again towards the end of the flight. The door and the door handle was really wet. I was about to put blame on my fellow passengers, but then I realised there was no more tissues or papers whatsoever. Luckily, I brought my own towelette.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. We'll be landing shortly. This concludes our in-flight services. As we prepare for the landing, store any items, including large electronic devices, in the overhead compartment, and disconnect all devices from the in-seat power supply, including the USB port. The cabin crew will be collecting the unused headphones. By Malaysia Airlines, and we hope you enjoy our Malaysian hospitality.
We're landing very soon. I'll quickly conclude this flight right here, right now. At Bali Airport, eligible passengers can use the Tujuwan Lounge. It's not the best lounge, but there's no good lounge in Bali basically. One thing Malaysia Airlines always do is they exaggerate the boarding time a lot. At their hub airport Kuala Lumpur, I understand, because you'll have to go through security at a gate, so you do have to get there early, but that's not the case at other airports, and it's really annoying when you arrive at the gate early and your aircraft is nowhere near ready to board. Now for the new seats, it looks very nice. The TV is massive, and you get improved legroom compared to the older seats, but it feels narrower, and I believe it is. Everywhere you look, you see spaces and gaps, which they could have used to make your seats wider. I can imagine on a full flight, you'll be touching shoulders with your seat neighbour. Another thing I dislike about the new seats would be the tray table, which I explained before. That being said, it was nice to see Bluetooth connectivity to your headphones, there was free Wi-Fi, and the new headrest was comfy. The cabin crew today were fantastic, something you can always expect on a Malaysia Airlines flight. Before landing, the purser came back to economy class to say goodbye to me and other frequent flyers on board. And finally, the in-flight meal today was delicious. I've got nothing bad to say about it. So overall today it was a good flight, but on a long-haul flight, I'm not too sure if I want to fly Malaysia Airlines A330neo in economy. I guess I'll have to try soon. We're landing soon. After landing into KL, I'll show you the Malaysia Airlines Platinum Lounge and the flight to Hong Kong. See you later. Bye bye.
Selamat datang to Malaysia and to all Malaysians. Welcome home. Please remain seated until the seatbelt sign is switched off. Be careful when opening the overhead compartment and remember to take all your belongings with you. Transit passengers are advised to check flight information display screen or proceed to the transfer desk for assistance. To parents and guardians, with infant who were at the infant line vest and infant seat belt are reminded to leave the items in the seat pocket. It's been a pleasure serving you. Thank you for flying Malaysia Airlines, a member of One World Alliance, and we hope you enjoy our Malaysian hospitality.
Thank you.
Bye.
Welcome back to KLIA. It's nearly been a year since I've been here. Before we continue, please locate your nearest subscribe button and also the bell button so you don't miss out on my weekly upload. Thank you very much. At Bali Airport, I've already got my connecting boarding pass to Hong Kong, so I can now go straight to the lounge. In Terminal 1, you don't go through security until you're at the gate, so that's why when I just got off the plane, I can walk straight to the lounge. So the Malaysia Airlines Golden Lounge in the satellite building is divided into two smaller lounges, a Platinum Lounge and the Business Lounge. As a One World Emerald member, I can use the Platinum, which features a restaurant. It's a la carte dining here. You won't need to pay for any items. You can now browse the menu and order your food via the iPad. You can also make adjustment to your food. For example, for my Caesar salad, I opted for no olives. Here's my flat white. It's very tasty. For starter, I got Caesar salad and a Chinese soup with crab meat. For the main course, I got the roasted chicken. Not the most juicy or tender chicken, but it was beautifully marinated. The flavor was very good. I just ordered dessert. At the same time, I was requested to submit some feedback. For dessert, I ordered a fudge brownie. It comes with ice cream. It was absolutely delicious, and as I hoped, the brownie was hot. It was so tasty, I ordered a second one, and now I'm gonna take a toilet break. I ordered another flat white before I left the restaurant. When I came, I brought it outside with my suitcase. The very kind waitress came after me and took my flat white to bring it to my seat. I just found a massive sofa to sit down and do some plane spotting. This is a British Airways 787 arriving from London Heathrow. In January 2027, British Airways will start operating Fifth Freedom flight from Kuala Lumpur to Melbourne, Australia. my belly is satisfied. An hour later, I left the lounge to take the people mover from this satellite building to the main building, where our next flight is gonna depart. As a One World Emerald member, I can take the complimentary chauffeur car service between the terminals offered by Malaysia Airlines. But you'll need to take the escalator to the ground floor, and I was too lazy to do it. The people mover is faster and more eco-friendly. Thank you. We have a completely full flight to Hong Kong. Among the passengers are about 10 Cathay Airways dead-heading cabin crew. One of them sat next to me on the flight. Flying us to Hong Kong is a 15-year-old Boeing 737-800. Hello.
Hello.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Economy class is laid out in a standard 3-3 configuration, and every seat has a pillow and a blanket. There isn't too much leg room, and the seats are quite thin. Here you've got USB-C and USB-A, mobile phone holder, for the in-flight meal, they're offering 3 options again. There's a Dan Dan chicken fried rice, a fish fried noodle, and something I couldn't hear properly. I took this video shortly after takeoff. There was no more toilet papers. Because I ate so much in the lounge, I'm gonna skip my meal on this flight. The Qatar crew next to me was having it. It looks delicious. On the 737NG, there's no Wi-Fi with internet access, so I was just editing video and watching Netflix. Anyone with OCD would hate this seat. And now, I'm on the taxi home. So that's it for the video today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. A big shout out and thank you to all my members for your contribution to my channel. It's greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next week on Thursday 12 PM Hong Kong time. Bye bye.